And I'm sure you must know that the ultimate priority is to maintain the excellent reputation this hospital has, the one it's always had.
Steve, that is important to both of us, I know.
It depends.
I find this talk a little difficult. I know some of the staff must think me rather unfeeling worrying about the hospital like this.
Steve, it is your responsibility to see to it that this institution runs smoothly.
Yes. It's just that I'm particularly fond of you two people, both professionally and personally.
You've always been very kind to me, Steve.
And to me.
The trouble is, I'm sure you must know, it's a terrible scandal you're both involved with.
But that wasn't my fault.
I understand that, Bobbie. Unfortunately, the public doesn't see it that way.
Are you saying you don't want me back?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I just think it might be best if the two of you didn't work together right now.
Are you saying that I can't have her as my Yolanda?
I think it might be better all around if we waited a while on that, Rick.
That's what you want?
It's not what I want. It's just that I feel I have no other choice right now. I'm sorry.
So?
Yes, that's all. If there's anything I can do for either of you at this time...
I'll manage. Thank you, Steve.
Bobbie. I don't believe what just happened in there. I'm sorry.
That didn't surprise me.
What do you mean?
Because I knew that it was going to be like this, even if it turned out that I didn't do it.
Bobbie, please, wait a minute. Can we be friends, at least?
Rick, we are friends.
Well, we're sure not acting like it. We used to have a marvelous relationship, personal and professional. Now, Brock may have not accepted that, but Brock is behind us now.
Rick, Brock is not the issue. How are you going to understand that? The issue is Ginny, Blake, Weber. Was it?
And, Robert, if you decide to stay on as commissioner, I think we can manage getting back that limo you like to use.
I'd rather like that.
Look, I can't tell you how much I want you to stay on here. The people of Port Charles want you to stay on.
I think you've done a pretty good job of telling me, Lee.
I wish I could be sure that I did a good enough job to convince you.
Food for thought.
No, wait a minute. Add this to it. There are real opportunities for you here. There's a future for you here. There's no telling how long I'm going to want to be mayor. How long the people are going to want me to be mayor.
Of course they're going to want you. Anyway, politics just isn't my game.
Well, I just want you to know, Robert, there are opportunities about you.
I'll remember that.
Look, it's been an exciting year and a half, hasn't it, Robert?
Yeah. It's had its moments.
Take that business with Grant Putnam and the disc. Now, that was something.
Rather like that caper.
Caper? God, you call that a caper?
Well, pleasant little diversion.
Now, come on now, that was complicated and it was dangerous. Well, your own wife was in danger. But you were calm and cool throughout.
You've got to be if you want to win out against the DVS.
Well, and you did, Robert. Now, you did. And then there's that business with Grant Putnam coming back to town. Now, that was bizarre business, really.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah, but you figured it out.
Well, with some help from Celia.
Well, some, yeah, but you did most of the legwork. I know that. And then there's the Beatrice murder. Now, you set a record in solving that one.
Lee, you're going to give me a swell head.
I want you to stay on as commissioner, Robert. This whole town wants you to stay on.
Well, I appreciate the compliments, and you've certainly given me a lot to think about.
Well, I guess there's nothing more I can say, but how soon will you give me the decision, huh?
Look, if I decide against it, I'll give you ample warning.
Okay. Well, How does Holly feel about the job, huh?
Given the chance, she'd take it away from me.
I bet she'd be very good at it, too.
Matter of fact, we've had several conversations about it lately.
Well, good, because I want you to discuss it with her. You know, I think it might be worth my while if I took her out to lunch just to make sure she is on my side. See you.
Bye-bye, Lee.
I was always on your side. I just couldn't tell you. But now I understand it. I hated the idea that you didn't know about Ginny, and that you still thought you were going to be on trial for DL's murder. But we had to keep it a secret. It's over now. And you know, Holly, the one good thing that's come out of this whole messy affair is that you and I have gotten close again. I'm glad for that. So am I. I'm so sorry that we haven't spent more time together. We used to make the time. Remember when you were going with me? We had a lot of fun then, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, that seems like a long time ago. I'll never forget how devastated I was when we thought that Rick was dead. And then when the government was going to deport me, you were one of the few friends who offered to help me then. You needed friends to help you in those days. And when I was expecting Rick's baby, there was a time now when I had nowhere to turn, no one to turn to. But you were there for me then, and I'll never forget that. Sometimes I forget that you can, child. I wanted to die, and I missed him. But you helped me through that, too. And you returned the favor when I had my hysterectomy. I wonder sometimes. Wonder what? Things might have been different for DL and me if we'd had a child. Different in what way? A baby might have brought us closer together. I don't think that a baby will bring a couple closer together if they're not close in the first place. Maybe. But if I had a baby now, I'd have someone to love. And I'd have someone to love me back without walking all over me. Is your relationship with DL really that bad? It wasn't great. Can I ask you a personal question? Isn't that what girl talks is for? Do you think you were ever really in love with DL? I think so. When we first met, he was very charming. We had fun. But do you think that most of the troubles that you had were caused by the brain tumor? That certainly did affect his behavior. No, I think it was more than that. There was something missing between us, Holly. There always was. What, do you think? Whatever it is that brings two people closer together through anything, that common bond, something to share. That's why I think maybe if we'd had a baby. After my operation, it really went downhill for us.
So when does Ginny's trial start? It's scheduled for Friday.
Friday?
DA's in a big hurry. A good lawyer? I think so. Very highly recommended by Lee Baldwin. You think she would mind a visitor? I think she'd like that very much. Good. I think it would be a good idea for her to see a friendly face before.
Actually, I'm a little surprised that her lawyer didn't ask for postponement.
He did. Ginny wouldn't buy it. Why not?
She didn't want Mike and myself to have to go through a long delay.
You know, that's very thoughtful of her, but I'll tell you something. I think she's hurting her chances if she rushes it.
You think so?
Yeah?
Tonia's right. She should definitely ask for postponement. As far as what I know about the trial, she's going to need as much time as possible.